But the binomial theorem can help us just figure out just a random term, too. So let's try it. So for this last one, we've got 2x plus y squared to the 16th. And we want to find something very, very specific. We just want to find the 12th term. No other terms, just the 12th term. So they do give you a hint. They said for the 7th term, you're actually going to use k equals 6. So let's see what they mean by that. Well, and let's see, if we want to start out with the 12th term, first of all, let's figure out what our two variable pieces are. Our first variable piece is a 2x. Our second piece is a y squared. So if we had a 16th power, the 12th term, well, remember the first term would have been the 16 on the x squared. Then the next one would have worked its way down. So the first 12 terms, it would have been 16 then on the first term. Then the second term would have been 15, which means by the time I got to the 12th term, I would actually been to the 5th power on my first piece. And my other piece, my y squared, which would have started at 0, on my 12th piece would have worked its way up to 11. Now notice something. You can double check yourself that the 5 and the 11 do add up to 16. That's a good way of making sure you did that properly. Now the only part that should be a little bit confusing is how you come up with the combination that goes out in front. Well, remember the combination always starts out with the exponent, which is the 16 on top. And then on the bottom, what's going to go on the bottom is that second exponent, the one that was working its way up, which was an 11. So that's what's going to go on the bottom. So you'd go to your calculator and we do our combination first with the 16 and the 11, which would give us 4,368. Then I have to work on my 2x to the 5th. Well, I'd have to first start by doing the 2 to the 5th first, which is, well, 2 to the 5th is 32. And then I also have to raise my x to the 5th, which is why I see an x to the 5th here. And be careful, we had to raise our other piece, the y squared, to the 12th. Well, what happens when you raise something to a power that's already got a power? Remember, you multiply the powers, so we get 2 times 11, which is 22 as our exponent. So we've got an x to the 5th and a y to the 22nd here. X to the 5th and a y to the 22nd. The number that's actually out in front is just what came from our combination, the 4,368 times our 2 to the 5th, which was 32. And that would give us a 139,766 as our constant out in front. Yes, I would make sure that you are comfortable with doing this because this would be a perfect multiple choice question for either your last test or your final exam.